I think the novel concepts in cosmeceuticals are really interesting and they're varied, right? We have to look at everything from delivery systems to true new ingredients. When we think about delivery systems, there are companies now that have ways to bypass the barrier of the skin. Remember, the whole purpose of the barrier is to keep things out. And so it's really difficult to formulate a product that penetrates the skin. Certainly, there are skin permeation enhancing ingredients, but those can actually hurt the barrier overall. And there are companies now that have developed these new mechanisms for introducing ingredients through that brick and mortar barrier without hurting the barrier, which can lead to inflammation and other issues. So that's one thing. I think that it's interesting. It's not really new, but there's a new focus on growth factors, right? Growth factors have been around for a long time. We've understood that these are very large molecules. They probably don't do anything themselves in terms of being able to penetrate just because of their size, but we are understanding more and more how growth factors work as signaling molecules. And I think we need to start reintroducing those more and more into our skincare regimen. We have other ingredients that target cellular senescence, that target the hallmarks of aging that I'll go through as well. And then, of course, there's some really interesting moisturizing ingredients, what's tried and true, the moisturizers for the stratum corneum. And so I think there's a lot of new ingredients and new technologies that make skincare better and better. I think we're living in the future of personalized skincare. Honestly, I think there are companies now that will take your stem cells, you just pluck some hair and you send it in. They take those follicular stem cells and they can start developing products based on your own DNA and biology, really thinking about taking those stem cells and making the secretome. So if you culture stem cells, they secrete growth factors and exosomes and other chemicals that are part of your immune system and biology. And we can harness those to really using your own way to rejuvenate yourself. So it's pretty interesting in that regard as well. Yeah, the barrier function is something that is absolutely a hurdle to overcome for formulators for cosmeceuticals, right? Because the whole idea, again, is for the skin to keep things out. And so it's really a difficult task to trick the skin into allowing new ingredients in, especially if those new ingredients are large molecules, right? Usually we think about the 500 Dalton rule. Anything that is lower than 500 Daltons in size tends to penetrate okay. Over 500 Dalton, it's difficult. And that's where you need those penetration enhancers and other ways to trick the barrier. So I think that the skin barrier plays a huge role, both in supporting it as well as bypassing it to really get those key ingredients through there and into the epidermis and dermis.